In today's equity index futures markets, let's focus on the S&P 500 future, a volatile session once again today. We did see the S&P futures locked limit just shortly after the Sunday night opening. They did come off though, and they were able to maintain a bid throughout the night and rally pretty strongly. And as we got a Fed announcement this morning, about an hour and a half before the markets open, we did see the S&P futures pushing up better than 4%. So it's a substantial range overnight when you look at those S&P futures. Currently right around the 2240 level. We're off the lows of the session, but certainly when you look at the price action today, still under some selling pressure as we're looking at a close here of down about 2%. Looking at the drivers today, the Fed action, certainly a big driver today. That's when we did see the S&P futures realize a substantial rally from that point, but then giving up ground and then trending back down towards the lows. Now, the high today was actually 2386 on that rally in the S&P futures. The low was the limit, 2174. Tested the low later this afternoon, but now are coming off those lows. And again, the Fed's a big driver. I think the Congress dragging their heels is another reason why we continue to see the volatility within the S&P futures space. Also, looking at the coronavirus and its evolution, I think the pace is probably a little bit more dramatic than what the market had anticipated even going into the weekend. So that's another factor, I think, weighing on the markets today. And when you look at some of the trends in place, certainly we're looking at the S&P futures having a substantial range here. And also we're seeing, again, some liquidations here. I can tell you that we're seeing a lot of money going to cash on the rallies. And maybe that's indicating that we're getting to a point here where maybe we'll find some stability, because I can tell you that it did feel like today there was a substantial amount of liquidations or places or instruments looking to go to cash, and market participants, I should say. And with that, maybe we're reaching a critical mass here. But currently, S&P futures down on the day, off the lows, but a substantial overnight range.